Hello, welcome to Hedwig Herbarium. This is a reading for the nines. I'm a nine destiny, so if you're a nine personality or a nine destiny or life path, or if you're in a nine personal year for 2026, this reading's for you. If you're not sure, check out the description so you can see the calculations. So with a nine, we're all about endings, being unconventional. We're the judge. We're the people who don't suffer fools gladly. And we're also, ironically, very humanitarian, very compassionate. And like I said, unconventional. We're the kind of people who just can't sit in a chair straight like everybody else. We've got to be sideways, cross-legged, upside down. But we've had a lot of sacrifices in our life, and oftentimes it means that this is our last incarnation. So a nine personality is someone who's very much like that. It's all about, they often find that it's very Plutonian, a lot of that kind of energy, very, we can be judgmental. We sometimes tend to look down our nose at other people if they're stupid, especially. We just can't handle stupid people. As a nine destiny, it's a life all about humanitarian pursuits, global thinking, all encompassing. Oftentimes we find ourselves working to serve others. And if you're in a nine personal year in 2026, this is a year of endings, a year of the end of a cycle in preparation for the new. So what's going on for the nines for the next week between April 27th to May the 3rd? Let's look at where we've been, where we're going. Where we are. Let me start that again. That didn't feel right. I'm sorry, I can be a little bit befuddled sometimes, but everything has to be just right. Which is ironic because I'm sitting here in my bed doing the reading. I'm sorry. Again, that's the unconventional side, and I'm sticking to it. Also, it's the quietest room in the house at the moment. So, for the nines, what brought us to here? Where are we now? Where are we headed? So, the number two of wands. What I like about the wands is that you see the little leaves growing from the staffs. There's ideas happening. But it's also surveying where we've been, looking and analysing and taking stock, and feeling like, I have the world in my hands like he has in the card, if you can see. We've achieved so much, and yet we're looking at the distant shores, wondering where we're going to go next. So, it's so interesting because then it flows on to the 3, where we are definitely, thinking about our creative pursuits, communication, wanting to express ourselves and to get ourselves out there into the world. It's funny how we got that flow. We've achieved so much, and yet there's so much more to do. And then the outcome is the Queen of Pentacles. She's somebody who's very grounded, very invested in the investments that she's made, not just financial, but also having created the life that she's in now, and very much in control of finances, material gains. Someone who can be quite stern. And it's interesting with the Queen of Pentacles, I often think of her with that 9 energy. Someone who is very grounded, but also can be quite strident with other people. And maybe there is, I think there's a lot of contemplation at the moment for this week for the nines, where we're looking at where we've been and what we're doing. Everything's more, this is going to be a week more in our heads. It doesn't mean we're not going to be taking steps to do things, but we're going to be very stuck in, and not necessarily a bad thing, but really contemplating what's going to go on, especially for the next month and for following on in the year. Just looking at the cards, it's like we're going to be a lot more assured by the end of the week that we're making the right decisions. And things that we've achieved on our own rather than other people. I'm getting this sense of us being very much alone in our own cocoon and contemplating the steps forward. I want to get some clarification and a message from Spirit using the Between Worlds deck. I don't necessarily think it's about money, more about our material status in terms of the home, our situation at home, possibly at work. Maybe there's a situation at work where we're really looking around and saying, is this all? Isn't there more? I'm happy with what I've got, but what's the next level? I'm getting that sense. And I don't know about you, but me being a 9 Destiny, I've been feeling that for a little while. But I thought I was happy in a situation, especially with work, but now I'm not so sure, and I don't know if you've been feeling that, where you're looking around thinking, I thought I was good, but I don't know. Have you been feeling bored lately? Are things boring you? People boring you? Situations boring you? Feel like I'm okay? There's got to be more to life. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't want to be projecting on you. But the outcome is universal spirit. I love that. Beautiful motif in the Between Worlds deck. So let's see what the message is. Universal spirit. There's a song by a favourite band of mine. I'm a metalhead. I'm sorry. But, well, no, I shouldn't apologise for that. But the song's called Universal Spirit by Soulfly. And I just love it. So what's the message from Spirit? Let's see. Spiritual forces, divinity, intuition. The universal spirit is the holy, unnameable energy of possibility. Neither form nor formless, it flows through everything. This card is an invitation toward its guidance by way of spiritual practice. I've got to be more spiritual. I've got to get into my practice more. I tend to talk about it more than do it lately. Enter the domain of the soul. Tend to soil. Address wounds. Engage contemplative prayer. Engage contemplative prayer. Honor your lineage. Here there is nothing to hold on to. The ego can relax. Release identities and narratives that don't define you. God, I'm reading badly. I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Release identities and narratives that don't define you. The truth is that you are already free. Oh my God. What a lovely message. Yes. Sorry, I'm sitting here thinking about myself. This is for you too as a 9. But maybe that is a great message. Maybe we need to stop and realize there's so much more. And this is going to be a week of understanding that. Let's go within. Let's do some meditation this week. Let's really reconnect with our spirituality. And hopefully by the end of the week, we will be feeling more like we're in charge. So anyway, I hope this resonates for you. If so, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Share. I would love it. And if all goes well, we'll do another reading next weekend. Take care and blessed be.